My research has guided me towards an understanding of how people learn through the lens of personal experience and how teachers can facilitate this process. During this presentation, there will be 4 interactive questions that will be randomly asked in order for the audience to engage and critically think about the content. This semester has taught me many things, but through my experiences, there has been a recurring theme of the benefits to incorporating students' funds of knowledge and experiences within the classroom. Let's explore how experiences can better connect students to classroom material. There is a fine balance between forcing experience in the classroom and letting it happen naturally, or intentionally incorporating it from time to time. For instance, if a classroom was learning about ethics and the teacher uses an example of vaccines, it could potentially be harmful to waste 10 minutes conversing if vaccines are right or wrong when the students are simply trying to learn about ethics in and of itself. This conversation could also divide the classroom if not managed properly. There are certainly right or wrong ways to go about creating an environment that can support connections to material, such as constantly relying on students' academic experiences versus their real-world experiences. As an audience, how do you think that two-way answers can either become negative or positive? Tapping into students' academic experiences only, for example, can lead to students who are leaders and followers, as well as create a less organized environment. A quote from Semmel and colleagues states, "On the contrary, basing education upon personal experience may mean more multiplied and more intimate contacts between the mature and the immature than ever existed in the traditional school, and consequently, more rather than less guidance by others." This quote makes sense to me, although I don't think that maturity levels affect the amount of personal experience one has, but maybe rather how they express these experiences. This is where planning and organization can benefit teachers in experience-based aspects of education. As an audience, do you think that differing maturity levels can be detrimental to experience-based learning? It would be both wrong to think that this method of teaching is an easier route because of the involvement of students' funds of knowledge and contributions, but also to choose the strategy simply because student experience is commonly tied to progressive education. Semmel and colleagues in 2022 mentioned that it shouldn't be a battle of old versus new education methods in choosing progressive education simply because of the label, but rather to serve students and educate them. It can be valuable to balance different methods of teaching, such as traditional and progressive, and one particular method may work better in some situations than others. Regardless of the preferred methods of teaching by a particular teacher, students will find ways to bring in their funds of knowledge and tie class material to their prior knowledge. For example, there is a study that mentions how a student excelled at memorizing number sequences by tying these numbers to their knowledge of track and field, where the sequence of 94100 could be memorized as 9.41 seconds in the 100-yard dash. Clearly, there are different kinds of connections that can be made in class, such as teacher-facilitated ones and natural student-led ones. Either way, every individual has a unique memory of experiences that can provide for distinct learning experiences from all. As a student in school, one of the most common complaints I had heard from students was something along the lines of, "How will this information help me in the real world?" By connecting material to experiences, students can hopefully see more value in their education, and this ideology can help bolster a community feel within the classroom. As an audience, do you, or if you do, how do you think experiences can help create a community feeling within the classroom? According to Bransford, Motivation is a very important aspect of students' abilities to learn, or ability to learn. Bransford and colleagues also mentioned that motivation has ties to the amount of devotion one will put towards learning, as well as feeling a part of the community where they have the ability to contribute. As a teacher, it is important to connect to students in order to know how to promote funds of knowledge and create an environment where this is possible. According to the Washington Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, observations can benefit the classroom environment, such as if a new student is from El Salvador, an economics teacher can help students learn about different currencies and ask the students if they are able to bring any money from El Salvador to share with the class. Certain funds of knowledge require observation and tapping into on the teacher's end. However, some may come naturally from the student, such as the track and field example mentioned earlier. As an audience, will you plan and facilitate these connections, or will you let experiences tie to the course material naturally? Connecting students' experiences to classroom material can be discussed in terms of how it is approached and how often this strategy is used compared to other strategies. Regardless, hopefully this research can help serve educators and open up eyes to new possibilities. Thank you.